Hey guys, welcome to my little basement greenhouse where today we're going to start tomatoes. I'm so excited about this. So tomatoes are like one of my very favorite things to grow. And today we're going to plant some of my favorite. I have my little pots. Well, first and foremost, let me go show you the ones I saved. Remember last year, if you weren't around last year, I actually sliced tomatoes like you'd slice them for a tomato sandwich, and I put them in these little takeout trays. Now I put holes on the bottom and put this under there so they could drain. That not when I put them in here, but when they could drain now when I'm gonna water them. Look how dry. There's even a little bit of mildew on mold or whatever on the top where the tomato moisture molded a little bit. And you can see there's some little stringy things where some of them sprouted, but then they died off because I sliced these and I put them in dry dirt and I put a little dirt over the top and I put them in I put them in my pantry down here in the basement in a dark, cool spot. And they're just gonna stay like that until now. And now we're gonna water them. And this happened to be, whoops, so I got water draining everywhere. Oh, the lid has a hole in it. This one happened to be the monster tomatoes. So I had saved the monster seeds. I'm going to have to get something else to put under those because those lids had holes in them. And my phone is wet now. But, you know, it's gardening season. It'll be fine. Okay, the next one I have, I don't know if this lid, I don't think that lid has holes. The next one I had was Dark Galaxy, and remember I was out of seeds upstairs, so I told you I really hoped that I had these down there, and I do. So we're going to water them and hope that this lid doesn't have holes. I can put trays under these as well. But we're going to get it pretty moist. Well, there it dripped too. The lid didn't have a hole, I just tipped it. And the third one that I saved, I mean, these are dry. You don't ever water them when you put them in like that and you just slice them like you're making a tomato sandwich. Lay them on a bed of dirt, sprinkle a little dirt over them, and you're going to have tomatoes. Let's see, yes, this one does have holes in it too, so I'll put a little bit of water in it, but not a ton. And we'll put it up here under the grow lights. So those will be ready. There will be hundreds of tomatoes sprout up in that. It's a great way to save seeds. Easy, fast. You don't have to clean them. You don't have to go through them. You just simply put tomato slices in some dirt and it'll work. Okay, now we're going to start our tomato seeds. I have my little pots with soil. I'm using Fox Farms this year, potting soil. Let me show you if I can get it up here. This is what I'm using to grow my plants in. I've shown it to you when I was starting my pepper seeds. I've had great luck with this. You don't have to use this, but it's just always done really well for me. So I'm going to use it this year. And I talked to you in a previous video about not using the potting mixes. They're fluffy and airy and wonderful, but they don't have nutrients in it. And when you're planting multiple seeds like this, you're going to want them to get so high before you have to transplant them, before you want to transplant them. And so they tend to get yellow really fast because that potting mix, starting mix, that's what I should say, not potting mix, the seed starting mix does not have enough moisture in it. Now we're going to do some mortgage lifters. So I prefer to go with a regular potting mix. That's mortgage lifters, one of my favorite tomatoes. I'm trying really hard this year to cut back and not grow so many. It's so hard, but I'm trying. I just put as much soil over them as the seed is thick, so that means just a dusting of soil. Pink vernissage. I don't think I put these in my tomato video, but this is like a large cherry tomato, beautiful and sweet, and I'm going to grow some of these this year, I decided. So I added those to it. So what does that make? 21, because I had 2 of one package now. Not counting my seeds that I started from last year myself. Look how easy this is to start plants when you do it this way. I'm just putting multiple seeds in my pots, and we'll just sit here and chat for a minute while I'm planting. These are Amish paste. So, have you picked out your tomato seeds? And if so, what kind are you wanting to grow this year? I mean, are you wanting seeds or tomatoes that'll make a good sauce or salsa? Any of them will do it, but some work out better than others. I think, you know, I get the Baker Creek seed catalog, and I'm overwhelmed by the beautiful pictures and all the different types of tomatoes that are in it. And every year I think, oh, I'm just going to do the basic tomatoes, but I can't. I have to try different things. But you know, I enjoy it a lot. And like these Evil Olive tomatoes, I tried them last year. They didn't do real well, but I could always have to give something 2 years try because it could be the season and the conditions that it was growing in. There's been so many times that I've grown something one year and it didn't do so great, and so I tried another year and it turned out to be one of my favorites. So that's with those. And then the bumblebees. Oh my gosh, I'll always grow bumblebee tomatoes. Little small cherry tomatoes. And there's different kinds of bumblebee tomatoes. These are the pink bumblebee, and they're kind of light. It's actually kind of a pink and orange stripy tomato that's really pretty. Great in tomato salads. Dr. Witchy's, one of my very favorites. And like I said, I probably don't say it right, but I don't know. So what do you guys think? Is my lighting any better? It's kind of, I turned my chair around, so my lights are actually to the side of me, so this might still be dark. I don't know. I may need to get a different light yet. I'm trying really hard to get it worked out though. So, before you know it, we'll be outside. I did a video, you'll have to check it out. It's a separate video, but I went out to my garden and I showed you how barren and dry and terrible it looks, because the garden always starts out like that every year. And you just would think, well, this will never turn out to anything. I look at it in the winter time and I'm always like, is my garden ever going to be that beautiful garden like I had last year? And every year it is. But we start this time of year and we got to kind of clean out the beds and work out there. And okay, and here's the sunrise bumblebee, which is the orange and yellow. I'm going to start some of those. Oh, I said I was, but guess what? I'm going to have to stick with the bumblebees I have because I don't have any of those seeds. And here's my little tiny little spoon tomato that I told you I always include in gift baskets. And I don't want very many of those, but I did really like it. That's going to grow way too many tomato plants. You know, I can't kill a plant. Those are the tiniest little seeds too, so I don't want to put too much dirt on them. I just can't. If I can't give them away, I have to find a spot to stick them in. So I'm trying not to grow too many plants this year because I know that I'll have trouble finding a spot for all of them. I only got so much room. And, you know, if there was 10 tomato plants in each one of these, that's a lot of tomatoes. So this is one of my news this year, Orange Hat. It's a small tomato. It'll have to grow in a pot, so I'm going to plant very few of those. So anyway, what kind of tomatoes are you wanting to grow? For what purpose? You want a big tomato slice on your hamburger? Because I would grow a mortgage lifter for that. Or a Dr. Witchy's if you want a yellow low acid tomato. Ooh, I'm really excited for my mushroom basket tomatoes this year. Those are amazing and beautiful, and I have never tried them, but they look a lot like the Florentina. It looks like an Italian tomato, so I'm going to try a few of those. This was a new seed from Baker Creek. I don't know, there's lots of places you can get your seeds. Baker Creek, I love their big catalog, and actually I haven't gotten one yet this year. Usually Sprouts carries them, and I haven't seen them at the checkout this year, so I need to order one. But it's getting late enough. But I still want it, even if it's, you know. This is my Costolata Florentina. This is my Italian tomato that kind of reminded me of the mushroom basket. Well, the mushroom basket reminded me of these. This was one that, if you saw my pictures from last year, they were just in absolute clusters and a dark, dark red. They don't look like it on the package, but they were. And I loved them. People were so happy that I gifted them to. They were beautiful. Pink boar tomato. We're going to try that. These were from High Mowing Organic Seeds, and they come in this tiny little packet. Not many seeds in here, but I don't know what I paid for them. Not a lot, I guess. But once you grow your seeds, you really don't have to buy seeds unless there's something new you want, because if you'll save them like I did in those trays, you'll always have tomato seeds. So really it saves a lot of money to save your own seeds. Okay. Let's move this so I can move these back. My Thorber's Terracotta, these are the ones I'm going to give a second chance, because some of them rotted on the vine last year, and I tend to think that that has to do with the conditions, the growing conditions, not necessarily the tomato itself, so I have to give them another shot. They were pretty, they were a pretty color. And I'm always, like I said, I pick a lot of my tomatoes based on color. Let's grab a couple more pots down here. These are black cherry. I grow these every year. These are amazing, wonderful, wonderful tomatoes. Small, very sweet, very tasty, and they kind of have a reddish, brownish, purplish cast. One of my son's favorite tomatoes. Great in salads and such. Actually, I just told you the wrong thing. I looked at black cherry and said that. These are Paul Robeson. These are a medium tomato. You might have thought I lost my mind there for a minute. These are Paul Robeson because I held up one packet and said something about the other. Paul Robeson is a medium tomato. Very nice, very prolific. Lots of tomatoes on the vine. Nice, small size, but perfect little tomatoes. Okay, now we're to the cherry tomato. I'm going to grab another pot down here off the floor that I have prepared. Now we're at the black cherry. All right. We're going to have a lot of tomatoes this year if these all come up, and I was trying not to have so many. I don't need a lot of these, I just need some. Okay. I don't mind sharing plants with some of my neighbors and my family, but usually I can't give away as many as I have, so. All right, now we're going to water these and let them have a happy birthday. All right, for those of you who do not know, I have a garden club. Put the link down in the comments. I would love it if you would join me there and other like-minded people where we talk plants and we talk gardens and we support each other. It's fun to hear what other people are growing and other people's ideas. So anyway, I hope you'll join me on that side. So we've planted our tomatoes. Now I'm going to show you our peppers that we planted the other day. Some have germinated, some have not. And sometimes you have to go back and replant. And that may be the case with some of my peppers, but some of them have come up a lot. So hang on and let me show you those. Happy birthday, little guys. Look at them poking their little heads up. There's quite a few peppers in each one of those. Now see, there's some that haven't germinated at all. And so, like I said, I may have to go back and replant some of those. California Wonder, I have a few plants in there, but not near enough. That's one of the peppers that I stuff and put in the freezer. So I'm going to need to plant more. If in a couple of days they're not up, I'm going to have to put some more seeds in. So I will do that. And my jumbo red peppers, those aren't up. And jalapenos, for crying out loud, everybody needs jalapenos. I'll replant those. I actually wished I'd have gotten the very large variety, but I hadn't. Here's our little onions. I've given them another haircut. And then the tomatoes that we just watered. So I'm going to get all these under the grow lights. If you find my videos helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. And tell my little babies happy birthday. Thanks for joining me.